Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the MV Alucia. Again, I'm your host, Melissa Patrician, here from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. And I've got my buddy Eddie here with me. Eddie, go ahead and say hi to everyone.
Hello and good afternoon from Alucia.
Woohoo! So we figured we've told you so much about what we're doing on this cruise, so much about the objectives of the cruise, our instruments and our technology. And we keep saying that we boast this amazing oceanographic and scientific suite of equipment and that Alucia is such a capable vessel. We want to go ahead and show you a little bit of that. So I've recruited Eddie here to help us walk around and talk a little bit about the back deck of Alucia and some of her capabilities. So Eddie, why don't you tell us a little bit about this A-frame and crane that we see back here?
I would love to. This is original equipment from 1974 build. It has 3 large hydraulic actuating rams. 2 of them control the tilt of the A-frame, and the third controls the single point hoist at the top. It has a 20-ton working load limit, and we use it constantly for all kinds of different applications.
Excellent. So you can see that middle lift tether is actually what we use as the main lifting point for the submersibles. So we did see that yesterday a lot in our sub recovery and launch sequences that we showed you guys yesterday. And so there you go. There's your good close look at it. And Eddie, let's take a little walk around. You know, in fact, I see right here in front of us a CTD. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about what a CTD is, that's a conductivity, temperature, depth sensor. And it's actually one of the most basic types of oceanographic instrumentation that is used pretty much worldwide and has been for probably close to a century now. Well, we have our very own CTD here, as well as a fluorometer here. So the CTD is giving us information about the temperature and the salinity of the water. There's a pressure sensor here that tells us what depth we're at when we're deploying this ring here. And then up here we have a fluorometer, and that fluorometer actually tells us about fluorescence. And fluorescence is a measure of how much chlorophyll is in the water, how much plankton are in the water. So we get all kinds of information from this sort of basic piece of oceanographic instrumentation. Let's take a walk into the back, Eddie, see what we got back here.
Lovely. Let's see what we find.
So one thing you'll see here is that we are definitely a working vessel, and we are working 24 hours a day here, and really working on all different missions of different types. Right now, we're working, as you know, on the new vehicle, and so you're going to see a lot of equipment out, a lot of testing pieces of equipment, tools, voltmeters, toolboxes, all the things the engineers need to work on their vehicle. Let's take a walk back here and see what we got. Eddie, you want to tell us a little bit about what's in here?
This is the sub workshop where they do most of the maintenance on the 2 submersibles we have on board. It's mostly stainless steel, fiber optics, lots of materials that resist corrosion and can take up to 1,000 meters of depth. So it's very specialized equipment that they use.
Cool. So it sounds like these submersibles probably take a lot of tools to keep them up and running and safe.
They sure do.
So pretty cool. Let's go see what else we got back here. Hey, Bubby. So we have one of our friends here on board. Bubby is our one of our scuba dive masters. Would you mind giving us a little intro into some of the dive stuff that we have on board here?
Not at all. So just here is the main gas fill panel for the ship. It distributes both oxygen, nitrox, and air, both high pressure and low pressure. So we use this to fill scuba cylinders. We use it to fill the submarines with both oxygen, air, and nitrox. Above us here is 2 tanks of helium that we use for trimix diving. And then above that is 6 bottles, K bottles of oxygen that we use for storage. They're used inside the submarines and both in our rebreathers also. If you step back just a little ways, you can look up and we have a 3-man dual lock recompression chamber that we use in the event of emergency, diving emergency.
So it sounds to me like Alucia is pretty set up for some really specialized scuba diving.
Yeah, it's very unique. We have our own oxygen generators, so we're self-sustaining. We don't need any outside help. We produce our own air. We produce our own oxygen. So yeah, we're ready to go for any dive anywhere in the world at any time.
Guys, that's pretty cool. That's a really specialized feature of Alucia, and we're really one of the only ships that has all these other oceanographic capabilities as well as this very specialized scuba diving capability. So this is one of the other things that makes Alucia so unique and special to all of us. Bubby, thanks for letting us know what's going on.
No worries.
Let's go ahead and take a walk down here and see what else we have back here. Again, you'll see lots of instrumentation and equipment being set up here. Eddie, it looks like the winch is back there.
Oh, let's go look at it.
Hey,
Hey, Melissa.
it's Bob from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. Bob, would you tell us a little bit about this winch?
You bet, Melissa. This is the Alucia's CTD winch. It's got 4,000 meters of an armored cable that has electrical and fiber optic conductors in it. Right now, over the side, we've got the optical modem communicating with the submarines. The winch made by Rapidema also can transition and accommodate the special tether that the NHT vehicle needs to operate.
So this winch, as I understand it, Bob, is pretty specialized also, right? It's not just your general oceanographic winch that every boat has. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. The ability to transition between the two different tethers is a big one. And a lot of automated features on this winch.
That's so cool. Bob, thanks for giving us a little intro about that. Eddie,
Thanks, Bob.
tell me a little bit about life on Alucia. What's it like here?
It's a very enjoyable place to live, work, and enjoy. I've been on board for about 3 months now, and there are no hardships whatsoever. Very luxurious accommodations. The crew is wonderful from all parts of the world, and the food is my favorite part of it. We eat like kings on board, and that's keeps everybody's very happy around the boat, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
That's great. So, Eddie, you said you've only been here for 3 months, huh?
3 months.
Wow, that's great.
Uh,
Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
And Eddie, where did you come to us from?
I came from Boothbay Harbor, Maine is where I hail from, and spent time working in the Gulf of Mexico, the Bering Sea, along the eastern seaboard, and the Gulf of Maine.
And what brought you to Alucia? Were you always a yachty or someone that worked on ships before, or why Alucia?
I've spent most of my time in the fishing and commercial industry, but I had a friend on board that had to leave, and he was able to get me on board, and I'm very thankful to Winston for giving me this opportunity.
Little shout out there to our buddy Winston. So, it's been great having a little tour of Alucia. We're going to go ahead and sign out here now. Hopefully you guys feel a little bit more part of the ship now. Soon we're going to have another live show this evening at 9 p.m. your time. We'll have our little day wrap up. Right now we have the optical modem in the water, and we're working on our second test of the day. If all goes planned, you're going to see that optical modem live over our live feed, and if that's the case, you know, Dwight and I will come back and talk to you some more about what's going on during the day. So please stay in touch. Keep following us at Melrose0717 and hashtag Alucia Live.
All right.
Woohoo!
Thanks for tuning in. See you later on.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.